One of the absolute best things about 0 days is packing your backpack easily and comfortably. I don't know if people do this. What I do when I'm like starting another backpacking trip, um, yeah, one thing I is before, sorry, the trip is when I'm packing and figuring out how I want to pack my backpack is I'm sitting down, laying next to the backpack because that's generally how you will pack your backpack on the trail. Um, a lot of times it's too cold to go outside, or too warm, or windy, or whatever, and you will be packing most of your backpack while you're in your tent. Uh, Also, practice putting your stuff away. Set up your tent in your backyard and practice putting it away, and you're gonna realize, wow, that took a lot longer than I was expecting the first couple times. And then you're gonna get a better routine as you go. Even though I have unpacked and packed my backpack thousands of times by this time in my life, I still it's gonna be different every time. So when I plan for a trip, I'm always packing my backpack sitting down. It's rare where you're gonna have perfect conditions on the trail and be able to stand up and push everything down into your backpack perfectly, because like I said, that we love packing our backpacks in our hotels because it's perfect. Everything is situated. It looks perfect. You get on trail. It's heavier, but you get back on trail. There's no movement. And it will never look that good again until you get back into a 0 day. Because you're like, how is everything not fitting as well? When I'm out here on the trail, it was perfect in the hotel. Because you're standing putting everything in. It's a lot easier to pack this right now. Jesus. That's 30 pounds if not. I wish I had a scale here to weigh it. But yeah, you're going to love packing your backpack in your hotel. And practice sitting down, packing your backpack, and stuffing your quilt and or sleeping bag into its stuff sack. But yeah, set up your tent and put everything away while you're in your tent. Okay, back on trail. We're less than a quarter mile in. Took us a while to find the trail at the 209 mile mark in Banning at Tamarack Road and I-10. It's washed out a lot, so used gut hooks to find it, and then we're back on trail now. And by we, there's Johnny Utah. Oops. She is now part of the production team. She was a little bit demanding, a little expensive, but it's cool. So yeah, got a hiking partner. We're doing 10 miles today. It's like 1 o'clock and we have 3,000 feet of elevation gain. I know I said I didn't check that, but I accidentally saw it, so I know, so I'll say it. And yeah, feeling better. Got some sunscreen on, sprayed it on, and because you can already feel the sun. It's only like 60 degrees, but it feels a lot warmer. And yeah, so now it's Purple Wind in Johnny, Utah. Okay, Johnny, Utah in front of me, and about to go over that little pass right there next to the wind farm, and mile and a half in. I don't know if there'll be much filming today until I get to Whitewater, so where we're going to camp next to the river. But it's going to look like this pretty much. And then also the wind farm. So we'll see. It's kind of nice hiking with somebody. And Johnny Utah, she's a strong hiker. She can keep up with me pretty easily. I've also slowed down my pace. One reason I was hiking so fast at the beginning is I was keeping myself at 10 miles a day. And I mean, for me, I wouldn't say warm-up hikes, but I'd walk when I go on my morning walks. Those were 7 miles. So keeping myself at the 10 miles, the way to do it to felt like I do something, I would haul ass. Now that I'm doing, well, today we're only doing 10, and hopefully we'll do 15 to 18 through this section. Now that I'm doing that much, I've slowed myself down to probably about a little under 3 miles an hour, probably 2.5, 2.7. And some of you who are saying, you know exactly how fast you walk? Yes, I do. And most of us through hikers and people who have a lot of back, they know exactly. I mean, they could tell you to do 2 miles an hour, 2.3, 2.5.
And as a matter of fact, Juice, one of those strong the strong hikers, I call him his kid. He is a kid. But he came up and he passed me. He goes, Rob, you're doing a solid 3.5 miles an hour. And that is impressive as he passes me. But yeah, so it's nice walking with somebody. And it's going to be nice camping with somebody. Hello, talking a little loud because not sure if you hear me over the wind. But we're at mile, what, 216? Mile 216. I got a question for my previous vloggers. Why in the hell you didn't tell us? What? That was the biggest slog of a climb coming up here. I mean, yeah, cussing that thing out. I mean, losing my breath, out of breath. Don't want to go into that story why, but that kicked the shit out of me. Johnny Utah flew out. There was nothing for her. She just flew out. She was like, dude, Rob, would you hurry up? And I begged, don't leave me because I don't know if I can make it. And so she stayed with me. Now we're over halfway to the camp, and oh, look at that big ass bird that I scared that hawk. Okay, we're back to our regular viewing schedule of normal purple wind. He's not so upset anymore because I'm going downhill instead of straight up. Seriously, just get prepared. It starts right around 114.5, and you're gonna go up a chute or a chimney. My wildland firefighting friends will tell me that. I think that was probably more of a chute, not steep enough to be a chimney. And you go straight up. What were there? 2 switchbacks? 2 switchbacks. But here's the thing about the switchback. It was steeper than the trail. So you had these 2 switchbacks that were probably 50 yards long, but they're steeper than the trail. So there's literally no break from it once you start going up until you're at the top. And then you pretty much go straight down. And I'm much happier with that because look at the And one reason I don't put music with my videos, I know how I actually learned how to do it. And I actually downloaded some songs. But you know what I always thought was neat when I was watching these videos from the other vloggers, is you could hear the footsteps. I think that's neat, hearing the crunch. And hearing the wind blow against the trees and stuff, and occasional scaring a bird and you hear the flapping. When you have the music, you don't hear any of that. So, just so you know, obviously that probably let you know that I probably won't have any music in my videos. And we're going down there, and that's pretty sure that's Whitewater Creek. Okay, viewers, if you can see, you can follow the trail. And we're going to follow that all the way down past on the other side of that hill. All right, going down into the creek bed. You know the difference between a creek and a river is a creek is seasonal and a river generally has year-round flow. Now, I know there are circumstances for that where that is not true, but that is the definition of a creek versus a river. Google it. So sorry you can't see me in the sun. But anyways, one thing being my nerdy self is I study up on scat, and I actually learned, it's actually back there, I should have filmed this, but the difference between coyote, fox, mountain lion scat. Pretty much the predators out here, I looked at it. Obviously not too worried about a fox, but coyotes and mountain lions definitely. So we just came around across some mountain lion poop, and I told Johnny, oh look, hey, that's mountain lion poop, seriously. And I was going, you want a cowboy camp? She looked at me, she goes, wait, they don't dig cat holes? What? Cat holes? Oh, that was good. You guys know what I like. Fresh flowers. There you go. I don't know if you have noticed this, people, but I by coincidence started filming at Purple Flowers, and then again remembered that Johnny Utah and I both have purple backpacks, and we're twinsies. All right, Johnny just pointed out that the trail starts going back up. So I thought we were going to go back down there. We are. But we're going to go back up. Follow the trail right there, up and over on the side of that hill. I assume our camp's there. Poppies. California State Fire. I just let Johnny Utah know that is a $500 fine if you pick these. And one thing before I forget to bring up, remember way back a few videos ago at Tule Spring, T-U-L-E Spring, and I would say, where's the water spigot? And I showed you that would look like the fire hydrant spigot. Apparently you can turn that on and the water comes straight out. It flows really fast. You don't have to go down to the spring. I probably need to go back to that video and edit it, because I talked to my buddies, the really strong hikers, and they said, oh yeah, no, we turned that on. It came straight out like 20 feet. I'm like, shut up, because I went down that path to the spring. So yeah, I probably should edit that video. What's great about this campsite is you hear the water from here. We'll probably be down right there. Not next to the water, but on that sandy area right there. All right, first backcountry pitch with the Light Heart Gear Firefly on intent. Of course, I wish I could do better. I like the perfect pitch, but I am in sand, and it's a little difficult to get the right tautness with the guy lines, seeing how I have them anchored in. I can't get the right angle. I'm sure I can, and a lot of people are thinking you're an idiot. You probably can't get the right pitch, but it's great. I'll show you the inside of it later, but I'm so happy. Let's just hope she does well in condensation. And tonight will be a good test. Should be down into the low 30s, and we are right next to a river. Johnny the Utah's over here. She's got a nice setup. She's got a duplex, setbacks duplex, Neo Air light. Okay, I'm over here at Johnny Utah setup, and I'm looking. All right, purple backpack. I have a purple backpack. She has a 10-degree enlightenment equipment quilt. I have a 10-degree enlightenment equipment quilt. You can't see it from here, but we are like total twinsies. Look at her. She's having a great little dinner, man. And I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go back over here. If I'm near water, I'm always gonna cook something that I need to use for water. It's also easier to clean out your pot. So I am going to go cook some dinner. What's great about Johnny Utah and I, we're pretty much the same at camp. We get to camp, we get our stuff set up, we start to eat, walk around, take some pictures, and do our own thing, kind of relax. Yeah, so I think we're going to be great hiking partners. All right. Okay, I know you guys can barely see me, but really, really bad news. I went over there to talk to Johnny Utah, Mindy, and she's walking out tomorrow. She has tendonitis, and tomorrow was supposed to be a 15-mile day, going up 5,000 feet, going up. She can't do it. She can't go up. I feel really bad for her, but really bad for myself. I was really really enjoying this, and has somebody to hike with, and I mean, she feels really bad that she can't go, but she has to take care of herself first. And I mean, yeah, it's really, I lost my appetite. I'm really, really, really bummed. Yeah, so Johnny Utah is going home tomorrow. Can't be going up into, we're about to hit 8,000 feet, I think tomorrow or the next day. And yeah, you got tendonitis in the ankles. You can't walk 18 miles a day and do 4 to 5,000 feet in elevation change. Talk about how the trail provides. I cannot believe how happy I am now. I went from utterly depressed to happy. My friends are here. Tuesday Goot, Juice, Jasmine, now known as Blizzard, Squatch, and Foxhead. Look at this. They're down there. We got a fire going. I'll explain more tomorrow, but I'm gonna go off trail for 2 days with Johnny Utah, and then I'll come back and meet these guys in Big Bear. So I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll explain more.
It's fine. Look at that moon, dude. I'll meet you guys like 20 miles.
Okay, good morning. This first thing is talk about the Firefly awning. Tent, how well it did. One thing, and I should have realized just by looking at it, is most of the interior is screen. Let me flip. Screen. So, like a lot of the interior is screen. So you only have sill nylon down here, which is, by the way, completely utterly dry, and sill nylon back here, completely utterly dry, and could always have like 45 to 48 inches of headroom. The only thing, one night my stake came out, my front stake, because I put it in wrong. I didn't have it anchored right, obviously, and I woke up with the front of the tent blowing against me on my head right here. Oops. Here, this is the room I have, by the way. So you have all this room in the front to put stuff. I have all this room on the side here. I still have enough room for stuff right here. The awning vestibule is just awesome. Have my backpack in the other awning just laying against here, which is really easy for me to get at stuff in my front that I have by just unzipping here and just going into it there. Sorry about the bad filming. Have much room. But yeah, the tent worked amazingly well. We got down to the low 30s and we're next to a river and no condensation. Yeah. Okay, now here is the actual plan of what's going to happen today. Johnny Utah has tendonitis, and I'm going to walk her out, and we're going to go into Palm Springs, and she's going to get a flight out tomorrow, and I'm going to help her do that. I might have some connections in Palm Springs. I have some really good friends in Alaska who always go to Palm Springs, and J and L, I'm going to be giving you a text really early this morning. I'm sorry about that, to ask you what we should do in Palm Springs, or but regardless, going to go to Palm Springs. She's flying out tomorrow, and then I'm going to go and meet these guys. Can't tell you how happy I am to see. And it was really, really cool. They were just as happy to see me, and they said they were talking all day. It's like, so Purple Wind's going to be down by the river. Every one of them, Purple Wind's going to be by the river, so we have to go to the river, because they were going to go to the initial campsite that we were going to stop at 10 miles. And they knew me well enough to say, no, Purple Wind ain't going to stay at these sites. And the river's right up there. He's not going to stay there. So they knew that I was going to be here at this site, and that was their goal. And I thought I wasn't going to see them again. I thought they were way ahead of me. And here's the thing. I had essentially been out here alone since Doak left. And walking alone, I do not mind hiking alone. I actually enjoy hiking alone, by myself. I like being at camp with people. And I thought that I was going to go over this mountain by myself. Even though we did go over San Jacinto, going over Bear Mountain, still getting up to over 8,000 feet. And that was going to happen today. And one thing I don't have is like, oh, also all my friends, this is how much I respect them. They all have ice axes and micro spikes and everything prepared to go over San Jacinto. But because of the warning and the conditions, and they would have the skill to do it, they just decided, no, you know, it's still going to be there. Why don't we just go back later and do it when it's safer? But they still have their ice axes, and because they still respect the mountain, Big Bear, that we're going over, because there's going to be a lot of snow. And that made me think, I don't have my ice axe. And so I'm going to go into Palm Springs, and I'm going to get an ice axe. And what I don't have, and I'm sure some of you noticed, is I don't have a emergency beacon. I don't have a spot in reach or anything. And these guys, I'll probably be hiking by myself a lot. I mean, a lot. They hike a lot faster, so I'll be meeting them at camp every day. They're doing 20, 25 miles a day. So also I have to do a better resupply in Palm Springs. Like think about more calorie-dense foods, more proper foods if I'm going to be doing that, keep it up with them. So I have to do a really good resupply. And I'm going to look and probably get it in reach because I will be by myself a lot. And in case anything happens. So that is the plan. I'm so happy they're all here. They're my friends, and I'm so happy they got here last night.
Okay, 8:21 in the morning. Johnny Utah and I are on the way to the Whitewater Preserve. She has tendonitis, so there's no way to go up do 5,000 foot climbs daily into the mountains and get stuck up there. So we're walking out. We're gonna get a ride in Palm Springs, and yes, I'm walking her out because that's what you do. You get really close to people up here and become friends, and there's no way that I would have let her walk out by herself, wondering. She would have been fine, but would have been worried that she got out. So, and any of my other friends, my group of friends, they said they would have done the same thing. At least one of them would have walked her out. And so yeah, you get really close to people up here and you walk them out. Okay, we got to the Whitewater Preserve, no problem. Let's check out the dog. Yeah, this is a really neat place. Taxi's coming to get us. There is no reception if you have AT&T. You have AT&T too, right, Johnny Utah? You have AT&T too? So yeah, we both have AT&T, zero service. So unfortunately, because of that, we had to use a landline to call a taxi, and it's pretty expensive. But we're splitting it, so it's better. But yeah, so if you don't have AT&T and you need to get out of the Whitewater Preserve, you're not going to be able to request an Uber. Because you can't call an Uber, you have to request it. And it would have been probably half the price. So, but we're going to Palm Desert. We're going to Dick's Sporting Goods. I'm going to get resupply with an InReach and an ice axe, and then we'll reassess.